Well, I did it. I finally bought my first graded coins. And as you know, I've been working on the Franklin half dollar coin album here. And one of my issues that I kept running into was that I had no proof coins, right? I was trying to collect all the coins, and I realized pretty quickly that I'm not going to find proofs in circulation. So obviously they're kind of more of a collector item coming in proof sets or, just individual finished coins. And I've never really owned one, especially of these Franklin half dollars, which is the album that I'm trying to complete. So I thought I would go online and I would buy one just so I could learn more about graded coins, for one, so I can understand grading a little bit better. And two, because I just wanted to make sure that if I bought one of these proofs for my collection, that it was authentic and I wasn't kind of, buying some just, I don't know, fake polished coin or something like that. So I picked these up on eBay, and they have arrived, and they are both PF67. So the first thing I learned, again, you guys can laugh at me and, leave comments, let me know, but I'm just going on this journey kind of blind and trying to learn as I go and research things as I go. And so today I wanted to talk about sort of the proof coin for the Franklin, telling the proof between a standard coin. So this is a circulated regular coin, and maybe we can compare and contrast, this coin versus a proof coin, which I think you can see some of the differences right away. Talk about some of that. And then, just kind of get into this whole grading. I'm trying to decide, do I keep getting graded coins or not? I do need to get all the proofs for my album. And the only way I know how to do it, let me know if you know a better way to do it. The only way I know how to do it is either go to my coin shop and shop around to see if they have any of these, or just go online and try to find some good deals or good auctions that I can win and pick them up. But if you have, this entire album, 1948 to 1963, if you have any of these proofs and you'd like to support the journey of collecting all of these Franklin halves, give me an email. My email is down in the description. I'd love to hear from you, and maybe we can work out a deal to pick up some of these coins. But anyway, I picked these up. These are both PF67, and I was looking at this, and really my first thought was these are extremely glossy, shiny, mirror-like finished. The pronounced lettering and edges, which is, again, these are some things that I was researching to kind of understand the difference between these coins and circulated coins, but really beautiful. I don't know. Again, I'm not a grading coin extraordinaire. I'm going to have to learn over as I go, but I'm looking at these, and from what I can tell is, I think the reason this one got a 67 versus like a 70 is there are some, it looks like it's a little bit of blemishes on the left side of the mirror-like finish. I'm assuming for this to have a 70, every single part of this would have to have no pitting, no spotting, just beautiful mirrored finish. And while this is an absolutely gorgeous looking coin, I think it looks really nice. I'm very happy with it. It looks like a great coin. I don't see any, noticeable scratches or dings, but I do agree that, it does have some imperfections on the mirrored finish here. And the other one, same thing. I bought the PF67s because, again, I'm not looking for a PF70. I don't want to pay a huge extra price. These were pretty expensive compared to a standard coin that I've been buying, which I've been buying those at basically melt. Again, you can see right there it is. You can see sort of the, I don't know, abrasiveness to the mirrored-like finish on the right and left. And I think that that's what brought this coin down. I haven't gone through it with a microscope or anything, but I don't see any sort of like bad edges or anything. Now, I went ahead and looked it up, and if you're, a long-term coin collector and grading collector, this part's probably not going to be helpful, but I did go ahead and look up. I wanted to know what was the difference between Franklin proofs and Franklin circulated dollars or circulated coins, so that in the future I can more easily kind of determine, if it's authentic or what I should be looking for. So I'm going to go read through some of the descriptions here, and maybe to help some newer stackers like myself or newer collectors like myself. And that's the whole point here, right? So you can tell Franklin half dollars from other coins by their mirror-like fields and frosted devices, a result of special striking with highly polished dies and blanks. Unlike regular circulation coins, which have a uniform satiny finish, right? Proofs have a sharp, intricate details and distinct contrast between the shiny background and the matte foreground design. So I think there's reverse proofs, right, that have that more matte and shiny. This is obviously all all mirror-like finish. So visual and tactile differences. Finish. Proof coins have a mirror-like reflective surface, while regular coins have a satiny or matte appearance, right? Obviously, this is circulated, but you can just kind of tell, like, completely different strike, a little bit more definition on the one on the left. There's still pretty good definition on this one on the right, but definitely more pronounced on the one on the left. But that mirror-like finish, totally different, right, than the satiny silver look to it. Cameo effect. Proofs often show a strong contrast where the raised elements are frosted or matte, which this one is just all glossy, while the flat background areas are mirror-like. Some early proofs or those struck with worn dies may lack this effect. I don't think this coin is like that. This one seems to be all mirrored finished, but maybe they're talking about some other ones. Strike quality. Proof coins are struck multiple times, resulting in sharper edges and more detailed features. And proof coins were only produced at the Philadelphia Mint and were originally sold only in special collector sets, never released into general circulation. So you can get special proof coins from the Mint itself. And that's how it also kind of mentions certificates of authenticity, which I don't have that, but the grading coin and that's the reason I got it graded, is because that feels like, for me, that's the authentication method, right? How to identify a proof from a regular coin? Hold the coin under a light source. The background should be highly reflective like a mirror. I think we absolutely passed that quality check. If the entire coin has a satiny finish, it's not a proof coin. So there we go. That's what that is. Check for contrast. Look for a frosted or matte appearance on the raised elements. That is not what we have here, but I have seen that with, like, reverse proof eagles and things like that. Assess the details. Look closely for the sharp and crisp details, especially on the lettering and the reverse design. I mean, I see it, I can see even words and such on the Liberty Bell. Like, this looks very, very, very detailed to me. So I think they absolutely, are checking the boxes off on that. Proof coins are made with greater care and precision. And then look for packaging if applicable. While not foolproof, original packaging can be a clue. However, be aware that some modern packaging can look similar to original packaging. So the coin's features are most reliable indicators. So I just wanted to share this with you. Quick little video. Again, this is the 1957 proof that we can now put into our Franklin book. I'm not going to crack this out. I had talked about cracking these out. I do like the graded slab. I like that they stack. I think they look clean and nice. So I'm going to go ahead and just get a graded slab holder or book or box or whatever they are, and I will slot these in. And anytime I want to go through my full Franklin $half collection, I will just pull them out on the side, and we can kind of show that we have the full collection there as well. I hope this was helpful. I mean, this was helpful for me to learn about proofs and the difference between proofs and how to find them and what they might look like. Also, this was helpful for me to kind of see that, even a super shiny, glossy, beautiful looking coin can still be, a three grade lower than a perfect 70. And maybe I'll get a PF 70 of one of these Franklin coins, just for educational purposes for this channel and for myself and for you all watching out there at home. And we can kind of compare and contrast the 67 from, say, a 70. Maybe even I'll get a 68 and a 69 of each of these Franklins, and we'll do a gauntlet of different graded versions of the Franklin $half over time, and we can use that to also educate ourselves on the different finer details of grading. So thank you so much. I think I am going to go ahead and do this. And question might be is, have I got the graded coin bug? I'd say not yet. But these are cool, and I'm going to go ahead and keep them in the graded slabs and keep growing the collection from there. Keep on stacking, and I'll see you guys on the next one.